position. Rogan Chandler in second place. Seth Devereaux there in third place there, and Avalon Biddle, and then Zach Fuller though. So we're ready for a start. 5 line time when they go out of the racing wheel. They're racing. Dale Finch pops his wheel up there and slows back a little bit, but it looks like it's a dream race. Seth Devereaux's there, but Dale Finch, the pole position man, has got the lead, I think, into turn 1 until they go into braking, and then it may change there, Neil Ritchie. Yeah, what a superb, great start there. In fact, unfortunately for Zach Fuller, pulling a little bit of a wheelie back there, and although the moto cross-country rider finding himself in good form coming into this event with some great racing out of Wanganui on Boxing Day, not the perfect start for the man. In fact, wasn't the perfect qualifier, so back a little bit, but he's got some work to do. But hey, he proved it with Wanganui. That was no worry to be power poles were just like pine trees for him and his excellence of cross-country racing doing it. Yeah, on that Euromark corner, what a beautiful corner, holding their line so nicely through there on the Suzuki. As Avgas back there on the MTF machine. She changed the number to 50, celebrating 50 years of MTF finance in this great country. So proud to be behind her MTF finance in the bright yellow. As we see, of course, the MTF car is our pace car here at Mike Perra Motorsport Park this weekend as we unwind things here at the moment, and look out for this lineup. There's the 15 of Rogan Chandler on the Lazoo Team Blue Crew Yamaha going for it at the moment, fresh from his victory in the overall run for the Suzuki Series as they pedal it round here through Southern Salvage S's and heading down. Could be a change coming up for second place, looking for a dive to go up on the inside. Yeah, the Lazoo man has done it. Yes, Rogan Chandler himself had an awesome press conference last night. Check it out on the CTAS update for the press conference. His words alone are worth the admission to watch it. Not that it costs you anything, folks, because it's all on YouTube and about to be, hopefully we'll see some of that coming up with press conferences coloured on the excellence of Sky Sport Next. Sky Sport 5 taking this coverage as well. Welcome to Tony Brown here today, our super sponsor. We love you, Tony, really. Well, the words is we appreciate you. Sorry, I should use as a bit of a Dale Finch is a man out ahead of Rogan Chandler. Go to Avalon Biddle in there with Seth Devereaux, Zach Fuller, along with Nick Kane and Tarbin Walker. Man, their pace is on at this stage, and Dale Finch spied at 2.1 seconds. That's a huge advantage. So here they are, the top two. They proved it with qualifying. That's exactly as people predicted at the conference last night. Both Tarbin Walker and Seth Devereaux says it's between Dale and Rogan, but they're fighting out to be in third place and putting all the pressure on those guys to make a mistake. But bring it on. That's a Dale Finch show. The ex-Speedway champions on fire. Oh, indeed, the gap across the start-finish line between Avalon Biddle. Avalon led Seth Devereaux by 7,000ths of a second, and the gloves are off. Lady out there, the former New Zealand Super Sport 600 champion on the yellow machine. But Dale Finch there had a lead there at 2.1 second. I think that's sort of remaining about static now. His fastest lap was a 36.9. That was his first lap, but he's had an amazing crash. It wasn't even a crash really at Taupo Motorsport turn 1. He was 90 degrees to the corner. As it comes through there, he spun around a full 180 degrees on the dirt, but the rules are if your handlebar touches the ground, it's a crash. He didn't, he rejoined, and then unfortunately he had a crash at the hairpin at Manfield the weekend later. But anyway, we don't want to put the commentator's curse on him. We want to have him out there doing some things. The Scott Structural Big Bush Farm sponsor machine, the Triumph 675. A depleted team this year with the sidelining of Ashton Hughes, who injured his elbow back in October here, and I see Ashton around the pits helping, and his mother and stepfather Sonia and Dave. They come down 5 hours drive down there to Melbourne with the team there for the night and the 2 days and that, and it's good to see them here still being involved with the team they own. Big Bush Farm is one of the sponsors of this class the Dale Finch and the Scott Structural team. So Dale Finch out the front there, a 1:33. What is our lap record? A 1:33. The Super Sport 600 is 1:31.099, so nowhere near lap record at the moment. I get the idea that that track's heated up there and it's quite slippery. So it is Dale Finch out in the front there, followed by Rogan Chandler, Avalon Biddle, and then we look back at Seth Devereaux and Zach Fuller. This is pretty much how they were on the grid. They qualified the top 5. In fact, the top 6 are there, all spread out there. We go back to another battle, and that is, I think, Nick Kane, Hamish Fox, and Jacob Pearce, the local Trevor Pearce, Yamaha man, Tarbin Walker, and Luca Durning rounding off the field. All right, great to see out there. If we take the names away, I'll give you the brands. We've got a Triumph in front of a Yamaha, which is in front of a Kawasaki, in front of an MV Augusta, in front of a Honda. So there you go, 5 different brands in our top 5 placings. That is cool to see, because what you've got effectively is the different marks getting them behind their own riders and trying to get the dominance in the field. So well done to them. But look at that for the opportunity. The Scott Structural man just absolutely bolted through them there at the moment. So great to see. There he goes, Mr. Dale Finch, the ex-Speedway man on the Triumph Daytona 675, courtesy of Scott Structural. Access man
group making heights easy, along with Dynoworks, Aotea Electric, Western Limited, along with Pirelli Moto, Big Bush Farms Hughes Motors, Blacks Fasteners, and Blair Prince. So some quality sponsored by a quality rider. The ex-Speedway man. This is the New Zealand Speedway under 21 champions. We're talking Speedway. We're talking, yeah, Ivan Major, you know, the great sport of Speedway. This guy loves sliding. That's what he talks about. I love to slide a bike, and that's where he can get the control. He knows how to control and put the power on through a slide. That's what the skills at Speedway give us. And of course, you only got to look at young Cormac Buchanan, our superstar out of 150s, and I'm sure soon to be in 300s, and he'll show you what it's like to have a background in Speedway racing. So great to know that you can be from one part of our motorcycle sport and transition to another and improve so much. You only got to look at our superbike field and find out who didn't start their life as a young mini or junior or senior motocrosser, and go through and have a look at what skills those guys have brought to road racing as well. Part of the reason for that, of course, is we don't have a proper pathway as far as road racing is concerned, but you might have heard from our interviews with Steve Bagshaw and Dennis Charlotte, we are creating a new pathway for road racing and starting out with kids at young age on proper road racing bikes. Look out for more of that to come over the next couple of years. That will be fantastic, and look for the growth of that. So we're going to actually have some growth from kids coming through straight out of, literally out of kindergarten and going racing on motorcycles. Safe way to do it. They're doing it all around the world. It's a cool part of our sport. Bring it on with more mighty road racing, and look at this for some slow-mo work out there. Yeah, there we are. There's the 80 of Zach Fuller looking out there for the 11 in there, and oh, drifting wide, trying to get it. Oh, Zach for a wobble, absolutely, absolutely. The power goes on. This, of course, a man who comes from a cross-country motocross background as well, so he's now turned it into tar. He's the current lap record holder on the little chicks at 150. And looks like our second place might have changed. Or if it hasn't, it's going to be super close. Here comes Avalon. Avalon's on fire. She's on attack at the moment. Put it all on there. Rogan Chandler, you look out. The R6 man is looking hot at the moment. But I'll tell you what, 2.9 seconds. That's huge. Dale Fitch in front of Rogan Chandler with Avalon Biddle hot on attack. And Zach Fuller. And looking out for that battle with Seth Devereaux. So Zach's managed to go past. But I'll tell you what, he was wild. And when I say wild, it's in his characteristic slide. And did he get it under control? You bet you did. And he was able to steal the show on Seth Devereaux. So some awesome racing out there from our off-road fanatics in there. Spider's the way to term it. The Speedway boys and the cross-country boys telling the road racing boys how to ride it now. Oh, definitely. And you might be a bit confused by it. It's a Super Sport 600. We've got 2 675 brands of bikes out there. Now, this is because the 600 cc's, it's a 4-cylinder limit, but we allow 675s into it in our 3-cylinder. When the World Superbike started, there were 750cc 4s, 1000cc twins allowed, and 900cc triples. No one made a triple. Ducati made their 1000. It started off at 851 and grew from that, and the 750 was limit. So that's what's going on here. You've got 3-cylinder bikes versus 4-cylinder bikes, but Dale Finch on the Triumph, a class of his own. There's a battle on there, a serious battle. I think it's changed. Zach Fuller's got ahead of Zach Fuller's got ahead to Seth Devereaux. No, that happened a wee while ago, but the battle is on. We've been watching this. Neil Ritchie alluded to it. Coming round the big Avon City Ford Rock FM sweeper there, it is Rogan Chandler and Avalon Biddle. They were 7,000ths of a second between two of the bikes earlier on. That wasn't those two, but right now it is a gap of 0.133 of a second, and the fastest lap on the track at the moment is a 1:32.3. 1:32.477 for Dale Finch. He's leading. He's increasing his lead. 1:33.124 for the last lap time. 1:35 for Avalon Biddle, and 33.543 for Zach Fuller. The only man to do his fastest lap in the race is Tarvin Walker, moves up from 9th up to 8th. So everyone else has settled down there, and that indicates to me that there's quite a slippery surface out there. The lead bike is going in through the Fulton Hogan corner, the Scott structural machine, and then we see the two bikes in behind Rogan Chandler with Avalon Biddle closing up, and Zach Fuller's broken away from Seth Devereaux, but Seth doesn't give it up. This is a bike and a rider that's a bike definitely that's won New Zealand Super Sport 600 championship classes, races, and also Seth Devereaux has won a number. Can't recall whether he's won on this particular machine though, to be honest. At the moment, I can't recall that. Tarvin Walker being reeled in by Luca Durning at the tail end of the field. So Luca Durning, a relative newcomer to the sport, he's running the Dentist Barracks Bar GSXR 600, and this was the bike that Richie Dibbon won the New Zealand Super Sport Championships on in 2020. We're 21 now, aren't we? 2021. Hopefully it's a better year, Neil Ritchie. Yeah, indeed, and great to watch this racing brought to us by Dynoworks, your dyno tuning motorcycle specialist, full workshop repairs and servicing, tyres, parts and accessory, engine rebuilds, but more importantly, performance upgrades. People coming from all around the country are called into Dynoworks Works just last year, and talked to Andrew down there, Andrew Rudd, the awesome techo at Dyno Works, and he was getting people coming from Tākega to see him about bikes and trying to get performance for their machine. So whether you're on the road or on the racetrack or just want to get a bike tuned and make it go better for you, he is the tuning expert. Dyno Works with an X at the end. Proud to be sponsoring our sports Super Sport 600 racing. All right, back to the action that we've got. And Dale Finch, the ex-Speedway star, doing it and doing it well on the Scott Structural bike, heading off in there with Rogan Chandler just ahead of Avalon Biddle, going back to Zach Fuller ahead of Seth Devereaux. So we've got our top two to contest the action out there at the moment. But I tell you what, it's anybody then for that third place. There was Seth, he looked the best from qualifying. He was back in third, but Avalon's moved up there and Zach's got it. So Seth feeling the pressure of young Zach Fuller there at the moment. I tell you what as well, Zach Fuller offered advice by Seth. Seth saying, hey, here's a young guy. I tell you what, I want to give you a little bit of a tip. And he gave him a tip. He's his enemy after all. Well, not enemy, you get the idea. He's a race rival, more politely. But the reality of it, he was helping him out. He said, we want talent like this in this class. And there's a guy, Seth, he said, well, you know, if I'm going to beat him, I've got to do it better than he does. But I want to see the guy doing better as well. So the whole class does better, lifting the profile. And to know that the lap record held by Demon Damo Rees, he got it here 4 years ago. I think that record's around for some time. Even Richie Dibbon couldn't smash it here last year. And we know how great he was on those beautiful 600cc bikes. So bring it on for lap records and looking for some hot racing. This is the Dale Finch show, folks. He's all on his own. He's stealing. He's going for it. This is the battle out here. The blue versus the yellow. It is the Blue Crew Yamaha up against the MTF Finance Kawasaki out there, courtesy of Aussie Performance. Shout out to Aussie and the great work that he's done supporting Av over the years. This is a World Cup winning woman rider, folks. A Kiwi that's been on the racetrack. We know how well our Kiwis have done. Hey, what about it? 2019 and 2020, Courtney Duncan, our World Motocross Champion. This effectively has been a World Woman Champion as well in road racing. It's just called the Women's Cup. Hopefully it will grow into something bigger and better, and we can get Avalon back on racetracks. Hey, when we think of Catherine Prum as a former World Motocross Cup winner, along with Julie Manor as well, that is 4 women from New Zealand that have won World Championship racing, more than any other country in the world. It's got that kind of credit, and we love it, being, of course, the first country in the world to give the woman the vote, and after all, more equal in the world than any other country. So bring it on for great New Zealand woman racing. This is Avalon Biddle. Look at that. When you look out there, you wouldn't have a clue that that's a lady in there. She is one demon racer, and look at that on the number 50 bike, laying it right over. Look at it. In fact, there's a silhouette of the bike there. Have a close look at that, folks. You can't see her body. She's tucked right over in there, and she's got the cheek hanging off the side of the seat, and when she's tucked over like that, you look across the bike, you don't even think there's anybody on it. That's a beautiful low profile and some great work out there. The race going on is all that. We might find it's a beauty to fight for second place, but Dale Finch is storming. I did not expect that spider to see him out in the front by so far.
Yeah, well, it's a strong class. I'm also looking at a battle going into the Christchurch Casino Carousel. It is number 21, Tarbin Walker, and number 10, Hamish Fox. I did mistakenly recognise the bike as Luca Durning. They're both blue bikes, but that's what it is there, and they're going through the infield. Luca Durning at the tail end there, having some good solid laps. So this is the battle race long here. We've got battles all over the show. Who's coming through here? We've got Zach Fuller trying to get away from Seth Devereaux. Zach's last best lap time of 33.2. Seth a 33.4. Actually, everyone's slowed down by almost a second. In fact, 1.3 seconds Dale Finch has slowed down. This could be because he's getting a pit timer saying that 5.7 gap is enough. Rogan Chandler's gone from 32.7 to 33.2. And Avalon Biddle there in third place, 32.7 to 33.093 last lap. So they're slowing down just a bit. And the tyres are an interesting thing. I think the rules say 2 front tyres. You must qualify and do your first race on your tyres. 2 front tyres and 3 rears. Of course, all that's out the window if it's wet, but I don't think it's going to be wet this weekend. So battles all over the place. That Tarbin Walker one, it looks like to me Hamish Fox has got past. Or is that the, yeah, that is over in the back of the field, yeah, through the Icon corner and going off to the hairpin. So that is not done and dusted with 2 laps to go.
And it's looking beautiful for this.
And out of the dipper there.
Sorry, Spider, looking much better for this fight going on here. The 80 out there of young Zach Fuller, the man out of Taupiri in the North Waikato, up against Cromwell's Seth Devereaux. So the North versus the South, the red versus the multicolours in there, or really it's a red. It's a beautiful MV Augusta, the Italian stallion of motorcycles, a beautiful MV brand, as we have seen over the years in racing all around the globe. But this is the best in here in New Zealand, and great to see as the battle goes on. But look at that from the young man, Zach Fuller, that holds a lap record here for the little Jixers, the tiny little 150. Spent spent a couple of years in that class doing his sort of his introduction to the sport. This is his 4th season. They were the first 2 seasons, so effectively only a year between them. Then in that 3rd season last year, he was in Pro Twins, and he smoked a few guys in that one, and now stepping up to the big 600. This was the real steal of the year. Who was going to be the 3rd rider in the Team Rees Honda camp? And it has gone to this man, of course, Tony himself, the super veteran, and deservedly on our now Motorcycling New Zealand Hall of Fame. And now that he's sort of handed the mantle over to the 2 boys to continue the Rees brand, it was somebody else to come into the team, particularly on the 600, as Demon Damo and Mitch, of course, are on superbikes. So this is a young man given the opportunity. And for the Rees family, they picked them. I tell you what, they had the choice of the stables, and they picked the cracker in there. And great to see Zach out there. His father, legend, Mr. Mark Fuller, at home at Taupiri for the running of the New Zealand Miniature TT Champs, or Motocross TTs as they're now called, which of course is the off-road dirt version of TT racing, which we have as part of the road racing spectacle, but the off-road version. Effectively what a TT is it's the more wide open and faster, and that's what you have at a circuit like Hampton Downs and for Moto, what they have on the Fuller Farm with the Paddy Tonga Motorcycle Club under our family of events running racing.
Okay, we're on the last lap here, and it is Dale Finch in the lead. Where is he? He's coming around the big Rock FM suite at the Avon City corner. The battle's still on for second place. Rogan Chandler and Avalon Biddle. It might be. This is going to be a drag race line. Dale Finch has got that. He's seeing the checkered flag there. Can Rogan Chandler hold off Avalon Biddle? Not quite. She's normally stronger down here, but it is Rogan Chandler there in second place, and Avalon Biddle takes 3rd. And Zach Fuller there on the 2009 Honda. I think it's owned by Jared Lake, one of the commentators we've got now. Goes through there in 4th place on the 80 bike, and Seth Devereaux there on the 11 machine takes 5th place. So waiting for a further, when we look, Nick Kane coming along. So Rogan Chandler, former New Zealand 125 champion. Avalon Biddle, former New Zealand 125 and 600 Superboard champion. Seth Devereaux, a 250 champion, New Zealand champion, and a 125. So look at the strength of the field we've got out there. Might be a small field with 10 bikes out there, but it is still some hard charging racing. Best lap of the entire race, a 1:32.314, as I look over to a 1:31.99 Damon Rees lap record holder. So that still stands there. Damo Rees now moved on to the Superbikes, as has several other guys. David Hall's moved up there, and Richie Dibben has moved up there. So great racing at the moment. 2 races tomorrow. The final race of the day will count for New Zealand Superbike Championship points, as well as being the coveted New Zealand GP title. Thank you for all the staff around here, the flag marshals, the medical people, the timing people, the people at the gates, the people doing all sorts of jobs here. It's out hot in the sun there, and the people doing the technical checking, the people doing the dummy grids, the pit lanes, and all sorts of things. It's a hot day up here. We're hot up in the commentary box as well. We don't have the luxury of air conditioning, so we're going to poke a window out. We're going to poke a window out so we can get a bit of air there, please, Chris, and just get a bit of air coming through there. That's just, we can't open them up during the race because of the noise of the motorcycles, but right now Neil Ritchie heading down to pit lane to do the presentation. Tomorrow we'll be joined with the legend Brad Ritchie, Neil's son, and I'll disappear. I'll be sitting on the bank watching the racing from somewhere around the place. I'll be sticking around definitely, but thank you to the New Zealand Superbike Championship team for bringing me in for today. It's certainly something I value, that they trust me to come up here and have a little bit of chat. We're going to go down to Neil Ritchie there in pit lane. He's got the microphone, trying to look out for where he is. People are doing the high-fiving. That'll be Dale Finch's son there, or daughter. Can't quite see the back of the head there. Well done, Dale Finch.
Well, absolutely privileged to have the fastest lady in the world with Avalon Biddle. And Avalon, you were throwing everything at him, every chance you could get, but couldn't quite get there. What a cool race. How was it like to be on the bike?
Yeah, it was awesome. I can't complain about my bike at all. This was actually my spare bike. We've been having trouble all weekend, and we've swapped every part you could imagine on the bike. So huge credit to the guys helping me this weekend for giving me an awesome bike out there to ride. It felt fantastic, and I think the only thing holding me back was that it's the first race of the season, and I just was like, just get some points on the board, start off on the right foot. So yeah, tomorrow should be some more great racing out there.
All right, hey, there's one of the beautiful shots that we can see on CTAS is you going through the carousel with the camera on the outside. The way you're leaned over, we can't even see you on the bike. You are tucked down so low. How do you find it as being a shorter person, lightweight? Is that better for you?
It's taken a few years of practice to get my balance and to get the foot pegs in the right place that I can still reach them. But it's really cool to see there's some other young girls coming through who are really small in stature as well, and it keeps me going knowing that I'm probably showing them what's possible. And some of the other riders are pretty short too, so yeah, it's awesome to just be here and showing what girls can do. So massive thanks to my sponsors, MTF Finance, Kawasaki, and everyone who makes it possible.
Beautiful words. Here we are, Avalon Biddle. Fantastic. Here. All right, here is Mr. Rogan Chandler. I tell you what, mate, you could not let your guard down. She was coming.
Yeah, no, she had a few cheeky moments, you know, throwing it up the inside of turn one, and no, it was really good. A lot better than last year. You know, the first race here last year I crashed, so I can tick that one off. You know, there's a lot of nerves going into the first race of the season, and it can get to you a little bit. So I think we made a few wrong decisions with the bike, and it kind of cost us a bit, you know, wrong tyre choice. But I'm happy to finish the first one, get it out the way, and then we can go to sleep tonight and focus on tomorrow.
All right, indeed, that guy, mate, he was just getting further and further out in front. Can you beat him tomorrow?
I'll try my best, you know, and tomorrow will be different. We'll chuck some different tyres on, give it a go, but yeah, he's gonna make us work hard for it.
Great story. Thank you, Rogan. Well, here we are with Dale Finch. First of all, congratulations, Dale. Did it sort of feel as easy as it was looking, or you still have to work for that kind of victory?
Yeah, it did feel pretty natural out there. The heat was just burning, Like, I got to about lap 7 or 8, and I was really feeling it. And I was like, just hold on there. Where's that white flag? Where's that white flag? And yeah, it come out, and it was happy days.
Indeed. All right, from a race point of view, did it go perfectly from your strategy point of view?
Yeah, it did. I got a good start. That's what I was struggling with last year, and I was looking at my lap time, and I was staying in the mid-32s is where I really wanted to be. So no, it was all well. The last couple of laps I dropped off the pace a bit, but I was more thinking of staying on and finishing the race. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Indeed you are, and wish you all the best tomorrow. So here you go, the 3 class riders in our lineup with Avalon Biddle along with Rogan Chandler and Dale Finch, the ex-Speedway star, showing us which way is the winning way here. Part of our Underground Brown round 1 here of NZSBK, brought to us in conjunction with DynoWorks, your fine-tuning specialists out of Ash Vegas, as we welcome our other sponsors like Aon Insurance, along with Pirelli. Power is nothing without control. Watch those winning tyres action, and all of this coming to you on Sky Sport Next as we enjoy the best sport in the world. Let's go racing 2021 NZSBK.